Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show. Today is Thursday, February 19th, and we are sleepy boys.
I'm a sleepy baby boy.
West Coast, forget about it. We're on Mountain Standard Time, and it's dark outside, and it's morning somewhere, so, you know, it's time to rise up or something like that.
Something like that.
Allegedly.
But hey, we have some people on the West Coast here in the audience. Bearded, I think we had somebody else as well. Who was it? I want to give you the shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Michelle, 5 a.m. tuning in for the show. Thank you.
You are heroes.
You really are heroes. That's impressive and incredible. But for the rest of us, hey, you deserve it too. We're glad you're here. If you've got a crypto question, you're also deserving of a helpful answer. Let us know how we can help you. And then check out community.rumshq.com if you're trying to learn about crypto on the internet. It is a perilous place full of pitfalls, bad actors, disasters. It's easy to make a misstep or drop off a cliff. So we want you. No. If you're trying to learn about crypto on the internet, it's a perilous place. Our community is a safe place. I hope. You screwing around with
own that hat, or did you find that?
Isn't this great? This Colorado hat?
Yeah.
This is my my grandpa's hat. He got it, I imagine, on the trip to Colorado a long time ago, and I'm really nostalgic about all my grandpa's stuff. You know, he died last year, which is, I'm sad about it, but like it's okay. But one of the ways I keep his spirit alive is like I got his hat. This was his shirt. I have so much of his stuff, and I don't know. I won't be able to keep it forever. Probably it'll fall apart, but it's a baller hat, right?
It's a dope hat.
Seems to
a
be in good shape.
Yeah, for being probably at least 20 years old. So
Riverbank, that's a great question. Is crypto a pyramid scheme? Most of it is. Most of crypto is, in fact, a pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme, whatever word you want to use. So in the words of the co-executive developer and head at Ethereum Foundation just 2 days ago, crypto is this bubble. Like we talked about this a lot yesterday, so I won't go too much into it. But crypto is this bubble that has all this really, really good stuff in the middle of it, but it has this film of just scum on the outside that makes it look super, super, super dirty. And we have a terrible optics problem because there's a crap ton of scams, Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, bad actors who are trying to influence people to steal your money. And then there's like actually really good stuff. And that's what we try to highlight for people to sift through all the garbage. Be like, no, there's actually really cool, like revolutionary stuff here that can give people better savings accounts, that can save your business from 4% credit card fees if you use stablecoin payments in your business. Yeah. Do you want to earn interest on a whole bunch of stablecoins tied to $1 or €1 or the Great British Pound? Awesome, that's great. You want to stop paying middleman fees? Hey, and here's all the other stuff that's great in the space. So that's what we try to talk about. But yeah, you are correct. The overwhelming majority of this space is crime. Crime and horrifically failing and horribly run businesses.
But at least per the comments, you've got your sleeves off today, so we can expect views to be up. We have had a really good conference, though, and have gotten to meet a lot of people who are building, are buying, are doing cool stuff, care about the industry. So don't give up hope yet. We actually had a really good conversation last night with some folks who worked at Robinhood at the Stellar event. Shout out to the team there, Jennifer et al., Raf, everybody did an awesome job hosting us. We felt very welcome. Will was the mayor of the craps table.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the Robinhood folks, I got an idea for a new segment that I want to do. I want us to call crypto exchange customer service hotlines live on air and just not try to mess with them, but like see how they do and pretend to be somebody who's got a question. I can't get in my account. Somebody's asking me if I'll back up my wallet to Web3, whatever, a scam, and see if they are equipped to help us spot the scam, if they put us on hold, whatever, and give them a grade. I think that would be a lot of fun to do real time on the show.
That would be a blast, and I would pretend to be a different personality in every single one. I would have a backstory.
Naturally.
I would have a lot of fun with it. I used to work in a call center. That was one of my jobs in college.
Yeah.
And also I had a summer internship where I was just like a dial monkey for a tech company. And I was just like made 100 phone calls a day to these IT directors. And to keep myself sane doing that, I would throw on like an accent. I'd be Scottish or Irish or British, and I'd be like ridiculously French, like cartoonishly French. And I remember one time everyone around me, because we were all like just like in these cubicles next to each other, got really quiet. Everyone was just like looking at me because I pretended to be Irish, to be like really friendly to like the gatekeeper, like the secretary who's like lets you your call through or not. And an Irish accent always worked.
It's very
it
charming.
Always worked. Except then I forgot to not say hello in an Irish accent to the director that I was contacting, and picked up the phone. And I said hello in an Irish accent. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm in it. So I had an entire 15-minute conversation with the IT director, having a technical conversation in an Irish accent. And I got off the call, and meanwhile everyone in the cubicle was like, oh, I thought you were about to crash and burn. Well done. Well done. that was beautiful. So yeah, no, I'm fully prepared to have that conversation with all these, exchange customer service reps. That'll be a lot of fun.
Committed to the bit, man.
I'm committed to the bit.
We should do it.
Yeah.
When we get back to the regular setup, we'll do it.
Yeah, but last night, conversations with Robinhood. Obviously, we spoke to, Stellar was there. I was at the craps table teaching everybody how to play craps, which was a lot of fun. I met a bunch of, like VCs. Actually, it was a lot of VCs, which was unsurprising that the gamblers were venture capitalists.
Yeah.
So I was just gambling and teaching all the venture capitalists how to play craps, and we all won. We all won and walked away with a bunch of money. So that's great. But while I was doing that, what conversations were you guys having? I'm curious if there was anything that kind of stood out.
Mostly.
Oh God, where is this? I don't know where this is going. I do not know where this is going.
We just hung out with Angie the whole time.
We hung out with Angie.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of catching up.
I was at the craps table for a long time.
Yeah, but here's what happened.
Yeah.
Without outing Angie too much, she caught us up on some drama in her life that is television worthy. She got a job offer.
Rejected it
from a major crypto company, and then also as people were walking by, we got to connect with a bunch of other folks in and out of the conversation. The Robinhood people, we saw them again, and Kobe, he was really funny. And then of course we looked over because from the direction of the craps table, we would hear like, oh, and you'd look and it's Will with his arms in the air and someone's got his hand on his shoulders and they're all just celebrating and jiving. And
yeah. Well, the thing is like when people are new to craps, they don't know that the game of craps is just all about vibes. And if the game has bad vibes, everyone will lose. It's one of those games where it's like, for me, like I was at the casino a lot in college, and it's kind of how I like made money in college when I wasn't teaching like swim lessons and stuff during the summertime.
Okay.
And so I was at the casino a lot. And so I played a lot of craps, a lot of blackjack, baccarat. I mean, like you name it, I was playing it. And every game is just statistical probability, except for craps. Craps is 100% run on vibes, and I don't care what anybody says. Math goes out the window. And if you talk to the dealers who run the table at craps, if you ask them, they go, yeah, that has that odd, that has that odd, that is that odd. And I go, okay. If somebody is new and they come to the table and they're like, I'm brand new, I've never played craps, that all goes out the window, right? Like, oh, it all goes out the window. Beginner's luck is real at the craps table. And there's like, it's all vibes. So all these new people, things were happening and they go, oh, okay, so I make money there. And meanwhile, I was like, no, guys. So I just started like really screaming and celebrating. Yeah. Got the whole table like, yeah, because craps is just, it's all about vibes, man. So you got to keep the vibe strong, and you got to teach these newbies how to vibe, man. So it was a great time. So I was the loudest person at this party of several hundred people.
It was great.
I was having a great time.
Our friend Cosmic wants to know who was blowing your dice.
I was not rolling because unfortunately at this table, they just kept the dice at like one side of the table. They weren't like rotating it around. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But I actually don't like rolling the dice. Whenever I roll the dice, I lose. So I always just pass it off to people.
All right.
Okay.
My vibes with the dice are bad. My vibes with the cards are great. Dice? No. Cards? Yes.
And today we've got to go to the conference center. We've got to pick up our passes and do our part to see things there. I saw a post on the X timeline earlier from Beeple.
I saw it as well.
Where he was like satirizing the state of the conference. It was like it looked like, I don't know. How would you describe it? My brain is not language this morning. He was ripping on the conference basically.
Yeah, just like that it was like desolate and
garbage.
Yeah, which, and you know what I've found to be interesting is that the only people that I've seen with like heavy takes that it's bad are KOLs.
Yeah, kind of me too. I feel like everybody we're talking to,
the only people that I see all over the timeline whining about ETH Denver being bad are all of the KOLs.
Oh yeah, because everyone we've spoken to is like, oh yeah, this is a great conference.
It's just
literally everybody.
conferences and bear markets are for people who are doing something real. There's no appetite for all of the usual bullshit that flies in a bull market. It's not the same. So I don't know. I prefer them at this time of things because the conversations are either immediately no or like, okay, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, every conversation I've had with people is just like, oh, dude, that's awesome. Because like, you start talking with somebody and they go like, oh, like I'm Will from Rise Up Media, and they go like, oh, what do you do? And I go, oh, we do 3 things. We help crypto companies reach a retail audience outside of crypto Twitter, particularly into a demographic you're not used to. We help companies try to build a longer lasting message as opposed to like the standard KOL approach of this like blast out 50 TikToks or Instagrams. You pay them all to make 1 or 2 videos. They all use the same screenshots and everyone hates them. They hate you, and anger grows about the space. And help companies craft their message. And people go, oh, damn, I fucking love that. And like, that's been the reaction every single time. And whenever I've spoken to people in the space, and this has been true kind of across the board, not just at this conference, but I feel like even more so now when I mention like, like the standard KOL blast approach where you just, set aside a budget, buy off a whole bunch of influencers and have them make a video or 2 and blast it out is a terrible strategy. And they go, yes, it is a terrible strategy. I was like, okay, good. So it seems like, but like the emotion or the emphasis on that reaction of like, oh, that's a terrible strategy is much stronger than I've gotten in the past. So like, that's just nice to see that people in the industry, it seems like, are like really getting more passionate about, hey, current marketing tactics and messaging in crypto has really not been working. However, we still know companies who are like, yeah, we'll just set money aside and we'll just pay a bunch of influencers to talk about this. And we're like, no.
A KOL for the uninitiated is an influencer, a key opinion leader. It's a catch-all term.
It's such a stupid term.
It's a specific kind of influencer.
Yeah, I would agree. I was kind of bearish though. There is a gap. This is so important. And you guys, we were standing up for you guys. Yes, you, wherever you are, whenever you listen. In at least one conversation last night, I
yelled at Robinhood about it.
Alex yelled at Robinhood.
I was pissed.
And we all 3 of us were having a heated conversation. They were really out of touch, I would say.
So out of touch.
With the responsibility to make their experience easier, safer, more convenient, better.
I did call him weak.
Well, but you weren't calling him weak.
I was calling him weak.
Listen, that guy personally is not Mr. Robinhood. This one employee seemed to say, no matter how many warnings we put up, people are going to do stupid stuff. They got to stop losing their money. They're wasting our customer service time and energy. And who's, they don't teach this stuff in school. It's not our job to teach it. And our point was like, wait a second. Are you telling me you don't feel a responsibility to educate your customer who's savvy will make you more money, who's like delight at the user experience will make it easier for them to pay you? Like you don't want that. If you don't help them, they come to, I said, that's why our audience is so big, is because people know you're not going to answer their questions.
Because of that dumbass take.
I was like, dude, yeah, exactly. It was terrible. It was painful.
Yep.
We ended up kind of not arguing so much with each other, but bickering. I was like, I'd still take their money. And Alex was like, I don't. And Mo was like, I don't know if I would. And I was like, really? So let me know. Would you guys, I think we should at least we got to have them on the show because I think they'd be surprised maybe to hear from all of you directly. We definitely need to call their customer service back to back with Kraken and, Bruce. But
I want to see how easy is it to get an account on Robinhood locked?
Yeah, that was the other thing we were talking about too. Yeah. He was saying sometimes we lock these accounts just to protect these people. People.
Just to protect them?
Yeah, that's what he was saying. And I was like, okay.
I just want to protect them from like losing money.
Yeah.
So I just like, they've lost so much money. I want to stop them.
Well, but specifically, he was talking about like, losing.
We do that with gamblers?
But he was talking about losing them money with like pig butchering schemes. Somebody is in a pig butchering scheme. They're going to lose money. We shut their account down. And I remember we asked, do you track metrics for how many people who contact your customer service line have a satisfactory resolution? And he was like, yeah, we do. He didn't know it off the top of his head.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
He said it was like 90%.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I was like, okay, I was a little surprised by that, but I wasn't going to challenge him because he wasn't at like a computer or something. But sometimes he said, if we detect somebody's getting scammed or whatever, we just lock their account. I was like, what do you tell them? What do you do? What if they just don't know how to tell you what's going on? What if they don't know how to use crypto? And he was lock it.
When in doubt, freeze
It's
it.
crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. That was
Wait, Robinhood does Robinhood things? Wow. Wow. Crazy.
I don't know. It was weird. I mean, I told him that, like, look, this is the first place that I ever bought any crypto. Quite literally because I didn't know any better. They have at least added the ability to, transfer assets off the platform.
Yeah, but they have those withdrawal limits. He said that too. He was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we get the withdrawal limits." And
I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird.
It's a bad platform.
you know who I was real bullish on though yesterday was the Kraken team. Again, the Kraken team really killed it at their event. Shout out to Savannah.
Shout out to the fact that Kraken had legitimate Kraken employees who do big things at Kraken running the event on the ground instead of, because we've been to quite a few where whoever is, scanning IDs and checking you into the front is, a contractor or someone who's been hired just to do the event or do whatever. And, they have the swag on and they kind of like pretend to work for the company, but they don't. That was not the case. Their head of events was at the front door checking people in. Yeah. Which was cool. Their chief of staff was doing all of the introductions all over the place.
Who do you want to meet? What do you do? Yeah. So cool. So Kraken and Robinhood. I hate to do it, but gotta set you back a little.
Can't say I hate it.
Yeah. Jeff Rascal in the comments said Robinhood customer service is something.
Yeah, I don't know. There was I think honestly the most interesting conversation though was with and now the name of the companies escaped me because I was so focused on Cupid. But
yeah. So Cupid and Prometheus.
Yeah, these two gentlemen's names, and they work on the securities. 100% have to get them on the show.
Yeah,
if we can convince them.
Explain it as like Palantir, but for blockchain. Am I mangling it? No, it was like a DeFi version, like a good guy version of.
Yeah, it was basically like this group that like helps people who have been wronged in some way, like either so on the corporate side, which is their primary audience right now, they help people like effectively run intelligence gathering operations on new partnerships or new tokens or new hires. Like if someone is hiring a new C-suite executive of some sort, they might want a more extensive, background check on them. So they do that. And then the consumer facing application eventually, which I think would be cool, is kind of effectively these like people who help protect people from scams, but also help you potentially with recourse after getting scammed. To include the vibe that I got, to include basically like on the ground work with local law enforcement, and I don't know, perhaps finding the guy who stole your crypto in a back alley with a baseball bat. Yeah,
they had some really killer stories about
they're like ex-military guys. So that was fun, which was the first reason. That's how I was introduced.
They were
to them
bonding
from
big.
Another friend of mine said that we should talk, and the only thing he told me is, one of them is ex-Army intel, and the other one is ex-Air Force intel, and so off you go. So that was fun. But yeah, that was a very interesting. When you wrench attackers is the vibe I got.
Yeah, it's fun to talk to.
Yeah.
So
they were
some good stories.
A hoot. They were a hoot. My highlight yesterday would have been, there were several, but I think if I had to pick one, it would be I'm really bullish on events where the music is at an appropriate volume, the food is healthy, and the activity is like good for you. I was debating whether or not to take a nap yesterday after the show or go to this early like sauna, spa event. It sounds bougie, and it was just really great. I sat in a sauna and jumped in an ice bath back and forth with the people at Zerion who hosted it. They do the plumbing for the plumbing, like MetaMask and Phantom. Everybody's wallet uses their APIs, and a lot of exchanges do too. And they're just delightful. And it's hard to have a bad day when you're in a sauna or like in a cold plunge or something like that. They're drinking Turkish tea, and everybody's really friendly. And I think I said this yesterday, the founders that I'm talking to, a lot of them are building cool DeFi products or cool, just crypto native stuff that wouldn't have been possible until blockchain. Stuff like new financial instruments, new types of tokens, and they're all just very passionate. You know, I believe in this thing. Nobody was building it, so I had to do it. And I don't know. It really is a great like bear market vibe.
I would say what I was bullish on, Krakacino.
Dude,
at the Kraken event,
yeah.
they had these Krakaccinos, which is cappuccinos, but they were just, these, not pre-packaged, but, pre-canned coffees about the size of like a Red Bull. And they were good. It only had 4 grams of sugar in it. It was actually really good. And it had like really good branding on it because God, Kraken's got good branding. And I was just like, damn, I'm glad we're getting a closer relationship with Kraken because like it's the morning show. And, like we drink coffee.
That was by, I think it's called Raposa. I don't remember.
Yes.
I tweeted about it, coffee, and they funded their coffee chain, their supply chain and their startup with an NFT community back in the day. They were like one of those that actually succeeded from like a hope and a dream. And now they continue to sell like coffee, matcha all around the world. They do experiences at conferences. They're very close with like Solana ecosystem stuff, but they're also collab with the Digital Spenders Club that does merch, that does culture. And I think, Kraken, can we get some Krakacino?
Yeah, I was like, there was something I'm forgetting about from my conversation yesterday that I really liked, which was, and we talked about it last night, but it was just like more people talking about the USDG stablecoin, stablecoin out of Paxos. They're a competitor to Circle, the issuer of USDC. Well, technically they're a competitor against all stablecoins, but and it's just like, taking a little bit more time to realize what the business model is of USDG and how it can be competitive and actually start to get some market share from Circle. But like a lot of builders were excited about it because they can earn interest off of the interest earned from, yield on USDG, whereas you can't do that with Circle. Circle's USDC, I should say. And so, a lot of people are getting kind of excited as builders about that stable coin in particular. And so, that's just interesting because honestly, up until today, I just kind of looked at Paxos and I was like, they're just kind of like the forgotten about like US business that, is just kind of in the shadow of Coinbase and in the shadow of Circle and, in the shadow of Tether being the biggest one.
Yeah.
And, I'm not quite sure really kind of like if they're really going to be here to stay, like how big of a player could they possibly be? And now I'm like, oh, they actually have like a legit strategy to the market that could really, do something. And now I'm like more interested to learn about really kind of what Paxos is doing, who they're partnered with, and diving into that a little bit more because it was a part of the market where I was just like, I just don't see them really having much relevancy. And now I'm walking out of this being like, oh, Paxos could very well be a big player in the space. And their relationship with Kraken is also interesting, but they also have a relationship with a whole bunch of other companies. It's really like big ones. So it's going to be interesting to see that like US focused stablecoin race, which I thought was just a lock for sure for USDC. And now it's like, oh, okay, no, like this is a ball game. USDC has a massive head start. Like I think USDG's market cap is something like 1.5 or 1.8 billion, and USDC's is like 75 or 78 billion. So there's a lot of ground to make up, but like it's a ball game.
Yeah.
So that was the most interesting thing I walked away from.
Yeah, the Cosmic asked if there's anyone who's I'll amend the question a tiny bit to include both sides. Anyone who's not here that you're surprised we haven't seen presence from, and granted we haven't been to the trade floor yet, but I gather it's a little bit diet compared to last year.
Yeah, but I've seen and heard about all the Alchemy, Ledger, Arculus is going to be here.
Yep. But then also the inverse, anyone that's here that you're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. I saw one of those bear posts on Twitter that was like, there's a third of the booths and there's a huge empty area dedicated to wellness with beanbags. And side note, there always is at ETH Denver because they do that, the chill zone. Do we have a list somewhere we can look up? I bet we do.
Yeah, there's a couple floating around.
We still haven't been to the conference floor.
No, and I do want to talk to them about like the Digital Ascension Group thing. And also they had yesterday, TJ Miller.
Yeah,
the
very
comedian
surprised.
from Silicon Valley who's like kind of disgraced. I have sympathy for him. I respect him for showing up to a crypto conference where like, why is he there? To give his take on AI or something like that. And he basically was going to do a stand-up set and somebody filmed a video of it. And it's a big room The audience is pretty empty, and a lot of them are on their laptops coding. It's like a build-a-thon. And he acknowledges that and does a very hard 3 minutes of stand-up to this like tough crowd. So I respect him. But like, who at ETH Denver is like, you know what we should pay for with money? Let's get TJ Miller here. Like, no, man.
He knows AI, right? He was on that show.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was weird.
That was interesting. But you know what? Crypto conferences are just like famous for that, and they still think it's like a good idea. Like we were at NFT LA in 21 or 22, and they just had Neo do a concert to like 8 people. You remember that?
Yeah. I didn't think it was Neo.
I'm 99%
I feel like he's too big.
No, it was Neo.
Was it? Yeah.
I'd have to ask Christina because she went.
Hey, pay enough money, you can get anybody.
I will say I'm not surprised that that was a surprise. In terms of like people that are, I'm surprised maybe wouldn't be here. I don't know. I'm not sure. Jeff Rascal mentions brokerages. I feel like there's a bigger presence. Alex, where were you saying that we should go or who was saying to us that we should go to the digital asset one that's coming up in New York?
Yes.
Was that Cupid?
Digital Asset Summit, yes.
Yeah, Jeff was asking like, any brokerages like Schwab or Fidelity there. And I would be willing to bet that at a crunchy conference like this, those people
no, they don't come here.
ETH Denver is very much like, we're building public goods. Blockchain is more than money. Coordination, people. You know what I mean? Like imagine my most idealized self, but less showering.
It's a lot more crypto native.
Showering.
And super nerdy.
Yeah.
It's super nerdy.
Very.
Super builder focused.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little bit more surprised. Like Circle is here floating around somewhere. I've seen a couple of them. By the way, Eric is good friends with a couple of them. So we can.
Is he?
Yeah. Which is great. I didn't wear my USDC $2 shirt yesterday, but they were at the Kraken event, a few of them. But I was a little surprised not to see more stablecoin stuff personally. As far as like, I do think it's interesting that Polygon's not here. I get it. They just spent $250 million, so they're pinching pennies right now. But I still think that's a weird miss because they had a huge presence here last year.
Yeah,
and to go like cold turkey, that's an interesting choice.
I mean, they did spend $250 million like a month ago.
I know, but like if you're already in that sense, like having presence at a conference that you always have optics at is like kind of one of those things that they would have planned ages ago, which makes me think that they like pulled the plug on it last minute.
Well, this merger that they've done has been in the works for like well over a year.
No, certainly. It's interesting because they still at the end of the, like, if you think about, okay, so like what would they do with all of the with the acquisition? Like what's the end goal? You've acquired all these like MTLs in different states and all these like physical locations. It's like, okay, ag layer, open money stack, there's got to be a consumer application that comes out of all this that like utilizes the whole thing, uses the whole stack, and you gotta advertise that.
Yeah. Oh my God! Wait, great question. That's also nothing. Are there POAPs still a thing in Denver? POAP has been
the
all
POAP team
over
is here.
the place. All over. You have POAP badges all over the place. Everyone is like
gotten several.
I've mentioned POAP and like everyone turns and like has a smile on their face.
Well, and they're here. We saw
Cardinal and Lucas. I saw from their team. We haven't seen like the team.
I haven't seen Isabel.
Like they're moving and grooving all day.
Yeah.
They're busy.
Or Evan.
But like everybody loves that team too. Everyone like loves what they do. It's just like fun.
They're wholesome.
Yeah, they are wholesome.
POAP is one of my favorite projects. Just like of all time.
You were just saying Polygon. We were just saying,
like who else you're surprised doesn't have a presence here?
Well, like with the I think an interesting blend because like you said, ETH Denver is a little bit crunchier and less corporate, although you still have some of it, certainly. I'm surprised that I don't see more stablecoin issuers. I'm trying to think of someone that is here that I'm like, why are you here? Robinhood, kind of.
Honestly,
yeah, Robinhood is an interesting one. And then also I asked him, I was like, oh, like what do you do in crypto? He's like, no, we're just like on the broker side. Like we really just do traditional finance. And I was like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
Like you have a crypto division. Why don't you send someone from crypto?
Yeah.
You didn't even send your crypto people. Like tell me how little you care without telling me how little you care.
Yeah, and that I remember what I was going to say was the event that Jeeves hosted. Wave and Rodman. We met a lot of good people there, a lot of different people, and there was one guy in a katana shirt, and we didn't get over to talk to him. We were in other conversations, but I remember watching him and thinking like, oh, one last lonely soldier. I wonder if he worked there. I was like,
well, and I do know for a fact that Katana has people here right now.
Yeah. We were remarking on that like Polygon's not here, but Katana definitely is.
Yeah.
Like, support your people.
Which honestly kind of tracks.
Sure. Well, because also other projects, Maiden is big here, Billions is big here. Polygon incubated projects have been really big.
There was a question about privacy presence, and I was actually privacy is like one of the main focuses here.
Yeah, there was an event that Maiden and Midnight co-hosted together. Billions was there, our friend Evan McMullen, and it was like a great, like many people building private stuff across the space showed up, and the conversation was really excellent. So I felt bullish on that.
Yeah. One other thing I've taken from the conferences that I've been, because I've only been doing the conferences for 2 years now or whatever, except for the Bitcoin conference in 2021. But anyway, whoever's team is dressed the flashiest, immediately bearish. I mean, you're just like, nah, that's a sign of that team's not gonna.
You know who was dressed the flashiest here last year?
Who?
Uniswap.
Oh yeah,
they were in all of them were in hot pink onesies.
Their merch is so
there's
fire.
some exceptions to the rule, but like I was thinking about like who's the flashiest dress, and I was like, let's see, there was Movement Labs,
the Movement guys, yeah.
Oh yeah, and their race jackets.
The jackets were cool.
Those were cool, man.
But I think they were like the flashiest dressed here this time.
We got a quick question here, just to pivot briefly to a news event happening outside the conference. Did you get caught up on the Mar-a-Lago crypto conference?
That's happening now?
Yeah, vaguely.
So yesterday there was a forum, a Trump family forum at Mar-a-Lago, and several news outlets describe it as new Wall Street, crypto CEOs kiss the ring. Mostly the sentiment is bearish, but Eric Trump posted that the forum was uniting visionaries from crypto, Wall Street, tech, and beyond to shape the future of finance. Free from banks, centralized control, and cancel culture. It was CZ, Brian Armstrong, a bunch of other people sitting down with the Trumps to sort of officially break the bottle and launch World Liberty Finance, even though it's been alive for a minute. But it was an official World Liberty Fi forum.
I can tell you right now that it was a bunch of people who either stand to make billions of dollars, Brian, CZ,
also, Kevin O'Leary, Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon was there.
I'm getting more bearish.
Nicki Minaj was there.
I'm
in.
It's so bearish.
I'm in.
Ugh.
She's totally gonna release a creator, the Nicki Minaj.
Oh
coin.
God.
Yeah, of course she
just
is.
be like a picture of her butt on a coin.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Good.
It's a bunch of people who either are incredibly invested in making lots of money and own companies that will continue to make shitloads of money, grouped up with a bunch of people who barely know what's going on, just spouting more and more vague platitudes about making the United States the crypto capital of the world without actually doing a single solitary thing about it. I could not give less of a shit about summits like that.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it. I don't care about it. The only thing I've seen is that one of the minions said Bitcoin to 1 million is inevitable, and that's like getting the bull post circuit on Twitter right now. I'm like, you guys are embarrassing. I don't know. I could not be more bearish on those summits. I think it's so stupid.
By the way, Bitcoin's falling and crashing right now. So
yeah,
it's good timing. Also, whenever there's a conference, it doesn't matter if you're in a bull market, a bear market, or a consolidation market. Whenever there's a big crypto conference, it is always red in crypto.
Yeah, what's up?
Always. It is never green.
No.
It's like we're the only people buying this stuff and we're too busy to put in our buy orders.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Or everybody just sells before the conference, maybe,
Yeah. Well, you got to pay for those jackets.
Yeah, it's not that I bring up the World Liberty thing because I think there's like interesting policy happening there, but I do think it's important to people will want to know about it, what's happening. And there's really good coverage of how corrupt this is. If you're not paying attention to this, it might be easy to miss, but there is precedent of presidents and politicians making money from their positions, but there has never been in the history of the United States, certainly, a personal leadership who has enriched themselves and their family to such a degree. And crypto is one of his biggest like windfall cash cows. He got $2 billion from an Emirati fund, $4 billion from like people buying stable coins, the Trump and Melania token. It's a gross extraction.
Yes,
it's really gross.
That's the only purpose of all of it is max extract.
But they frame it as like, Chase wouldn't give us a bank and we're doing this because we want Americans to have access to, so you will hear that story, but you should be aware that like this is not aligned with your interests.
Yeah. Speaking of extraction, because this is a critical note to add on Kraken, because I've been very public about, I think we all have, about how I really dislike how Base is releasing a token. But like, Kraken has Ink, their layer 2, and they're also releasing a token called Ink. And I'm just like, guys, just use ETH. And you have the technology also to have the fees get paid in the crypto that you're trading, right? You can just do that. Like, you don't stop with the tokens. Just stop. You're already making money off of the fee generation. You just stop with the
Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of those things, although I've been torn on exchange tokens in general for a while because they exist. We've seen the worst like horror stories in the entire industry come out of exchange tokens because, of course, FTX used their exchange token as the primary vehicle of their fraud. Crypto.com obviously famously has had one for a very long time. They use that to demonstrate that governance is a lie. So also bearish on that. But like BNB is like one of the top performing assets like out of the entire industry. Granted, it's been around for a long time, but they also had just, like a more robust like on-chain ecosystem as it relates to their really exchange. And I think everyone else is playing catch up. Like Base, is playing catch up to the Binance Smart Chain, which has been around longer and a lot more people used. Granted, Base is doing fine, and I imagine that they will continue to do fine. I think that's actually, that was one of the things that I said to Wesley, who's Kraken's chief of staff, just about like what has us interested about working with them. Yeah. And what my reservations are. And my big one was just like, I'm struggling to understand how you guys are feeling about Ink and like what the goals are, because I hear almost nothing about it ever. The Ink team is notoriously like quiet. And I really reject this whole like build and stealth kind of thing. I think that it's just code for, I don't know how to market or talk to people.
Which is funny because Kraken does such a good job at their events.
So good.
Yeah, they do.
There's just like a bridge that's missing. However,
they clearly get branding. They clearly understand marketing. They like all these things, but like Ink is just so quiet and it's so interesting.
The TVL is really starting to go up though. If you go look at Ink on DeFi Llama, it's like really getting growth, but still the message, the storytelling, non-existent.
Yeah. So I'm very curious about how that's going to go, or like what they would ask, with regards to Ink representation. There was a comment from Cosmic that I just wanted to touch on, because I think that it's really interesting that this is the perception, and I'm curious to hear from more people if this is your impression as well. So Cosmic's comment was, I remember something to the effect of, I remember when we used to get huge announcements out of conferences. Yeah. So I have two thoughts about it. One, we still do, but nobody cares. Consensus in Hong Kong just finished. And the number of announcements that came out of particularly Solana with regards to integrations and large partnerships that would have absolutely broken the crypto timeline 5 years ago, there was like 24 of those. It was a humongous news event over and over and over and over again, like massive institutional clients now doing something on Solana, or adding a product to Solana, using Solana to tokenize something. I mean, hell, there's this interesting piece of misinformation floating around right now that the XRPL flipped Solana for RWA tokenization on chain. You get one guess who the source for that headline is, because it's Ripple, and you can't verify it anywhere. And it's really interesting because even if you go, so the article that published that sentiment quotes one of the very well-known crypto analytics dashboards, like an on-chain analysis platform dashboard. And even if you follow the article to the quoted dashboard source that they quote to say, according to whoever, this has now flipped. If you directly click that link out of the article and go, it immediately demonstrates that it's false. Like by billions and billions of dollars false.
Yeah. Tight.
So what's really interesting is that you continuously see these announcements that just don't go anywhere because we are all so tired, and we have now been in this cycle where for years, as these announcements keep coming, people just care less and less and less. They don't move markets the way that they used to because the game has changed so dramatically.
Yeah, the goalpost moves too. It's like the news that is earth-shattering, 5 years ago is news that gets released, not daily, but weekly or like monthly now at this point. So the news that you need to really move the market now has to be something gargantuan.
I mean, we had back-to-back yesterday announcements. Coinbase says we're leaving Optimism. We're launching our own chain, hard fork. And then EtherFi says we're going to Optimism. We're taking 70,000 active card users, 300,000 of accounts, millions of dollars in TVL.
Yep.
So like that would have been a huge news. Either of those things. I mean, I don't know.
So the news is there. That has it's actually accelerated in a huge way. Now, granted, the news out of Consensus Hong Kong was very Solana focused because, of course, Solana had a massive gathering there, as they will actually at this upcoming Consensus in Miami in May. Accelerate is on May 5th. So I would imagine that there will continue to be like more of that sort of stuff.
Or like Coinbase, I just saw this one. They're letting users borrow against XRP, ADA, and Dogecoin now up to $100,000. I mean, like all this news that would have been like huge.
Yeah. So it's
not anymore.
It's very interesting that is the public perception or the impression from maybe people who don't go to these things or don't because I don't think you're wrong that like that's the vibe, but it's just funny because it's inaccurate.
Want to shout out this comment here from Eats Ubering. We're the three best friends that anyone could have.
We're the three best
Alex
friends
loves it.
that anybody could have.
He loves it. Yeah.
If you've got ideas for fun pictures we can take with Alex, let us know. And if you've got a question, a suggestion, a good joke, or word of wisdom, leave it. We're about halfway there. We got plenty more time this morning before we take our dogs and ponies and get over to the conference where Jay Heat et al. Are. If you're here, let us know. We'd love to see you. We had a question about porting over exchanges. Oh,
hold on. I have to answer this question because the answer is really funny.
I know exactly what question you're about to take.
So Steckler's just said, can I do anything with my leftover XRP? Is there yield to be made anywhere? The answer is yes. There's one place, and the answer is so funny because now you are able to wrap your XRP and put it on Solana, and that's the only place that anything that you can actually do with that token actually exists.
A big fan. Congratulations.
Yeah, you can put it on a real blockchain, and you can do stuff with it over there.
So there you go.
What were you going to say?
Use your XRP on Solana for the first time ever. You might actually be able to use it.
I don't know, man. I think you can lend on, what is it, MetalX? I'm looking it up right now. Somebody get me a fact check.
Yeah.
Metallicus is like the subchain or somebody help me. It's on the XRP.
I was sort of expecting to maybe see something from them here just because, but
they had the XRP event last night.
They had an XRP event last night.
It was a community event.
Yeah, it was not a real. Yeah,
and apparently it was the best event yet, according to
one poster on Twitter.
Post on Twitter of a room that was about a quarter full.
Yeah, I mean, I have no doubt that it was fun. I think there were like F1 driving simulators there.
Oh, dude, we should have gone to the.
We should have gone, man. Why didn't we go?
Why don't we go?
I almost brought my XRP shirt for that reason. My XRP Arculus.
They would love to see us.
Oh, man, yeah, they hate to see us coming. I would have gotten in one of those crypto battles with Jake Clover. I think he would kick my butt though. If I'm being honest, he looks like a big boy. Porting over,
like big boy.
Porting over exchanges.
He'll just send his lawyers after you.
Yeah.
Jonathan, if got another fight for you.
If you're a Robinhood customer, if you're a Coinbase customer, and you're whatever, and you want to try Kraken or you want to try Binance, the first thing you should do is look up to see whether that exchange supports customers where you live. What's so funny?
It's Jay Heat. I went to the event and I was like, the XRP event, and I was like, yeah, No.
No. We need that video,
Oh
Jay.
God,
We
I need a video or
we need the
something. I hope
Did
you
you
took
film
pictures. I hope you took pictures.
Yeah, please. If you're trying to port over, the first question you got to ask is, do they support customers in my jurisdiction? Are they compliant to offer me services? Like, if you're in the US, you can't really use Binance. Even with a VPN, very difficult, very hard. And so that's number one. Number two is, do they support the networks, tokens, assets, products, services that you want to use? If you want to do perpetuals trading, you need to leave Robinhood. If you want to trade tokenized stocks, you need to go to Robinhood. If you want to withdraw in excess of like $7,500, you need to leave Robinhood, and so on and so forth. And how to do that could look like transferring your crypto by performing a send transaction. We have lots of resources to help you with that. Or selling your crypto for a balance and withdrawing it to your bank and then redepositing it to another platform. You have to do KYC again, meaning verify your driver's license, give them your social security or your ID. It can be a little frictioned, but might be the best move long-term for somebody who wants an exchange that supports the products they want to use. Thoughts?
I mean, yeah. Well, it's the thought I want to give, I think, is not exactly the thought that is relevant to the conversation, but it's like just kind of talking about like moving things off of Robinhood.
Go for it.
Well, there's that. It's just like, if you just want to buy from someone and you just want exposure to like price go up and down, you can do that anywhere.
Yeah.
But like Robinhood is still a really bad place to choose because
Yeah.
they have terrible customer service and they're like known shysters from like the CEO level down.
Really?
Oh, you don't remember from
Their
like,
CEO was called in front of Congress because of market manipulation.
yeah,
and
blatant market manipulation
investor
during 2020.
like violating investor rights and customer
Oh,
rights.
because the on and off switches. And
Yeah,
because
yeah,
every time the
Yeah.
market got choppy, they would just turn the exchange
I remember
off.
that now. Yeah.
The GameStop.
I remember.
Short,
Yeah, because
like,
Big Daddy
big
Larry
time.
Fink or whoever gave him a call and said, you got to stop this right now.
Yeah.
And then they
that's-
did. Yeah. So like from the CEO level down, they're absolute shysters. So it's just like you have so many other options. And if you like to do it on your phone, you still have so many options available to you. So like, please go learn a different platform. But also like very recently, I moved things from Coinbase over to Kraken. And I mean, like for me, it was, moving crypto. So I just went to go, withdraw, but instead of withdrawing to my bank, I sent it to a crypto address, which was on Kraken. So I just moved things that I had there over, and that was it. It was done, within the day.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, I don't think we're allowed to say shyster. I learned recently that it's considered a slur. It's considered an anti-Semitic slur, and I believe it's based in Shylock, like the Merchant of Venice, who is a
That doesn't feel right.
stereotypical like anti-Semitic portrayal of a Jewish
Never
man.
heard that.
A Shylock, a shyster. Yeah.
I do not
Somebody
think that's
fact check me
accurate.
for that.
I don't think that's accurate at all.
I want to be sensitive to it.
Evan, based on the questions of you asking me off stage, hey, can I say this word on air? And I go, no, you can't say that word on air.
I mean, I don't know that. That
Oh,
would-
okay.
that
I
wouldn't-
just wanted to check.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. That actually tracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got to check into it. It made me think of it. I was like, oh shit, I learned that. I forgot to say it the other day. I do want to say for people who are porting over from Robinhood or anywhere else, we have a lot of good resources in the community. Specifically, I want to
People are saying he's
highlight
right. Damn. Okay.
everybody who has done the work to share their experiences. Cody Seavish has done a really great job as a longtime Coinbase user to explore Kraken specifically and document his experience comparing different things like fees on buy orders or limit orders or their monthly subscription and what comes with it and what doesn't. So if you are trying to figure out what might work for you and you're feeling overwhelmed, the community is a great place to go because you can talk to somebody who uses Robinhood or somebody who uses Uphold or somebody who uses Webull or Coinbase or whatever. But get in there. It's community.rumshq.com.
There was something else. Oh, I was going to change the topic real quick, but it was something else yesterday that we learned that we all found surprising, which was we went to we've been chatting with some folks from Hyperliquid and some people who are building there.
Yeah.
And the surprising thing was the lack of support that Hyperliquid, like big Hyperliquid, provides to people who are building. Like all they really do is they connect people with other people who are building on Hyperliquid, and they're like, good luck. But there's not like a support system. There's not like money. There's not like tools or resources. There's no grants. And so like, yeah, people building in Hyperliquid are kind of on like an island on their own and not really supported at all, which is just like an interesting choice because they have so much money. that you think would be, something that they would maybe want to do, unless they just want to stifle competition from like the main trading platform.
I was going to say like that surprised me until I thought about it for 5 seconds. And then I was like, their primary flagship product is a trading platform.
Yeah.
So it does not surprise me necessarily that they don't foster the growth and development of non like main hyperliquid DEX building.
Yeah. Yeah. And that kind of goes to I know this question here from Eddie. It says, like, why is hyperliquid essentially like hard to buy off an exchange? Because hyperliquid is a huge competitor to the centralized exchanges.
Yeah.
So like, why would they make
hyperliquid
it easier?
is destroying them.
Yeah, destroying centralized exchanges. So it's like, why would centralized exchanges make it easier for people to get interested in hyperliquid and then leave their platform?
Hyperliquid is the single most like profitable revenue generating company, like in terms of millions of dollars made per year per employee that works there. They passed Tether recently by a lot.
Yeah, although they did just hire a new director of BD development. So now that revenue per employee will be lowered.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. It will be lowered. Tether might be number one above them again, or not number one actually.
As it depends on the number of employees, because right now, the last I checked, it was Tether at like 93 million per year per employee, and Hyperliquid at 106 per year per employee. Crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
Speaking of crazy and insane, someone came in the comments and said it's the grifter trio.
Hey.
Oh man. What are we
What are we grifting? Bitcoin and stablecoins?
Is it too late to get in? Yes, now a good time.
Damn.
Total grifters. Thank you, William Quigley.
Yeah.
We did have a question though, and I wanted to address about buying Hyperliquid. Have you guys tried to buy or use Hyperliquid and found how not beginner friendly it is? Like, you guys are probably fine doing it.
Yeah, but it doesn't take much to see that the process is like kind of clunky and requires a few extra steps. Although interestingly, Monica, who we were speaking to from, I think her project is called Hyper Surface. Yesterday, they are integrated with Base, and you can one-click buy and use Hype on Base.
No way.
With their protocol, which is a huge user experience level up. Because as it stands right now, I mean, what do you? I did it once to say that I've done it, and then I was like, I'm never doing that again unless I have to. You effectively have to. I mean, you're bridging to what, Arbitrum, and then purchasing Hype from Arbitrum after bridging there. But your gas has to be on Arbitrum, so you need what, ETH on Arbitrum to pay gas to get involved. Yeah, it's clunky.
I do believe you can buy it on a couple of different exchanges though. So if I wanted to get exposure, I would just buy it honestly, probably on Coinbase, or I would find a way to swap for it on Uniswap is what I would do, depending on what token you have. If you got USDC and you want to pick some up, send it back to your favorite exchange. They might support it. They probably do because it's a major token. And then you won't have to deal with the bridging and the swapping and make a mistake. Yep. That just goes to show you, as profitable as they are and as hard as they are to use for like anybody everywhere, as they get integrated with more other protocols.
Well, Phantom has integrated Hyperliquid. You can get Hype on Phantom.
Things that make their services though easier to use, and like you guys said, they're competing with exchanges, centralized exchanges. But I do think they're going to spread when other people make their stuff easier. Like Monica, one click, now you can use it, Base or whatever. So bearish, bullish.
David asked me about Circle. He goes, "Circle's killing me. You still in it?"
What's your stock?
I mean, so I bought and largely sold yesterday for, hey, guess what? A 7% gain, because, you get a bunch of 7 or 8% gains throughout the year. And hey, congratulations, you doubled your money in 12 trades. So, don't be afraid to take profits. But like, I'm seriously looking at acquiring more and more Circle stock, just like, slowly as I, look to add more and more Bitcoin as well. So no, I still like Circle stock a lot.
You bought at what was your entry price? Like in the 50s?
My entry price was $59 to $60 or something. What is it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was like $59, and then sold it yesterday at about $63.50 for a cool little tiny profit, but percentage wise, but it was a bigger position, so it was like a good amount of money.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I'll look to buy more, and I might even make a quick trade on it if Circle is able to go up to make $65 support. I might have another quick little trade as well. But like, I bought some a little bit lower down in the 50s that I'll hold. But I could see Circle going back into the $50 range for sure.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
I can
be cool.
I can see it. I would like it. The ticker is CRCL. It's a stock. I always like to ask it, and I forget every time. Will, where do you do most of your stock trading?
It used to be Fidelity for 9 years. Wait, 10, maybe even 11 years. Because I did stocks a little bit more before crypto. But now I do it all at Kraken.
Damn.
Because I don't have to move my money around. That's my single favorite thing about Kraken. Yeah. I was telling Evan, I just had like a smile on my face, and I was like, dude, I was on Kraken, and I actually sold the Circle trade. And I was like, dude, I fucking love that there are stocks here. And it's like, I'm so happy. I don't have to like move money around away from crypto over to stocks or stuff that I think there's a bigger move or whatever coming from one side or the other. And it's like a multi-day process. And I just have one place to do it all. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Love it.
It
makes me pretty so cool. It feels like we're living in the future.
So happy.
Yeah. So, Kraken, we're feeling good about it. We're hooked on crack. Soon.
Hey, you're
trying to get it right now.
Hey, TikTok Live will not know that that's their version of Venmo. So I don't know if we can really say the name of their payment solution.
I just want a clip of Alex going, we're trying to get it right now for the soundboard. We're trying to get it right now.
Yeah, we've indicated to them that we're interested, and can they get us the hookup?
Yeah. We'll report back. Okay. Today, someone asked the question a while ago. There is no after show that I am hosting or that we are hosting, because we're going to get ready to go to the main conference floor. But one of the reasons we would encourage you to join the Rise Up community is that usually on Thursdays, we get together in the community on a call so that we can do like Q&A, as we often do here, but without character limits, and everybody can get to know each other better. If you want to do that, I am sure that Tori would be glad to open that room so everybody can connect today. It's a really valuable time of learning. I will pick it back up next week. Same thing for office hours for all my friends who are wondering, will there be office hours tomorrow? I am not going to do office hours. We are going to be live with Hasib Qureshi, managing partner at Dragonfly, from the conference floor for like a special recording. We'll release that later, and hitting the booths hard. So if you're interested in that, check out community.rumshq.com. You can sign up for a premium trial to see what office hours, basically free group coaching, is like. It's an awesome place, though, to learn with us. You don't even have to join the premium, though it is pretty great. You can just chill. Crypto users, all levels of experience, all over the world. It's the best. It's tremendous, believe me. Community.rumshq.com. That's my commercial. What are you guys thinking as we prepare to like round out the show? Do you see any final questions worth grabbing? Thoughts worth sharing? USDC to $2.
Yeah.
DeFi is inevitable.
DeFi is inevitable. I'm curious to go take a lap around the floor today and see who's there, and then report back and let you guys know what the objective take on it is. I'm very curious.
Amsfar wants to know if Tron is there with their big as usual presence.
Tron is always everywhere. Tron is absolutely here. They are they're not the like top tier sponsor, but they're in like the the big group. There's like 4 or 5 that are always like the Uber Platinum sponsor, whatever, like major headliners. And then there's like the big sponsors group, and Tron is almost always in that category for every conference. But yes, they're absolutely here.
Excellent. Tron.
Yep. Why not?
Yeah. I don't know if I have any final thoughts, but I'll just share another good general rule with the US dollar, continuing to weaken. And actually, if you look at the DXY's chart, it might actually strengthen in the short term. But like overall, the dollar is weakening. And so it's a good idea to have some stable coins in, the stable euro, which is EURC. It's good to be out of the dollar a little bit in your dry powder that hopefully you have set to the side. The pound is good. Actually, I would think the pound is actually better than the euro to be in. But, and that's also another thing that got me to finally move from Coinbase over to Kraken, because Coinbase just has Tether, DAI, and USDC, and Kraken has like a crap ton of stable coins. And one is the EURC, the euro stablecoin.
Yeah. So
because like the dollar has lost, I think it's 16 or 17% of its value, its purchasing power, since what month is it? But it's like in the past year, or like 9 months or 10 months.
I hold euros as well.
Yeah, so it's good to make sure you have some of your dry powder outside of the dollar just to retain purchasing power. Even if if you do have dollars, make sure you're earning interest on it.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're just doing nothing to stem the bleeding.
And you can just for the record, you can buy your C on base. So through like the Coinbase wallet, you can absolutely get it.
Yeah, that's where I first got EURC. Was just swapping for it in my base wallet, which I now no longer use.
Which you can do for free. There's no like currency exchange fee that applies to swapping USDC for URC. Interestingly enough,
which is really
straight swap. That was my favorite
how'd they get away with
crypto ad that I've ever seen. You remember the one I did a video on it. I don't know, it was probably 3-4 years ago at this point, but it was a Uniswap ad about the cost of buying foreign currencies using dollars, and what the currency exchange rate was by doing it on. They had like Wells Fargo and a couple of other
Western
like big
Union,
Western Union, a couple other big like notorious currency exchanges, and then it was on Uniswap and it was like 0.000001%.
It was
like
awesome.
Effectively the same. Yeah, very cool.
DeFi for the win.
DeFi is inevitable.
DeFi is inevitable. Okay. I feel well met about that. If you've got another question, then don't hesitate to reach out to us in the Circle community. If somebody who looks like us reaches out to you anywhere in a direct message, in a comment, if they seem a little too friendly and they want to know, if you're blessed and if they can help you invest or how your trading is going, that is not us. It's never us. We're never going to directly message you. Anybody who is doing that is a scammer. No legitimate creator will ever do that. Not because we don't want to help you, but because we know scammers will leverage the trust we have all built to try and take your money. You got to watch out, okay? Look out for each other. Look out for yourselves. And then come back with us. I can't believe it. This is the end of the official broadcast week. We will post our interview with Hasib. We might stream it live if we have good Wi-Fi at the conference. We'll continue to post updates about what we're doing. And then we'll be back Monday to tell you all about it. So thank you, my friends, for being the very best part of what we do. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, be well, rise up.
See you.